How you doing, everybody? Vasu Vadaparty here. This is the Make the Money and Run podcast, live from the Britannia Arms of Cupertino, our sponsor. Thanks to them for letting us come in here. We'll give you a tour in a second, but we got about 20 minutes until kickoff for NFL Sunday. If you want to join us online, you can join us online. Just click the link here that's going to pop up, the Make the Money and Run podcast. We are here 3 times a week, and we are all set to go in terms of the broadcast itself. Let me find it here. There we go. The kickoff show right here. You can join us on that link. You can find it on Facebook. Just click and post it. StreamYard.com 7SGRJXJ38D. I know that's code. It's like total code right here, but that's how you jump in online. If you're not able to make it with us live at the Britannia Arms of Cupertino, you're going to walk around here and get a full view of the place itself. So here we go. We're going to turn this over and walk around here a little bit. There we go. So this is the Britannia Arms. I'm going to turn this around here, let you see it. So come on in. TVs behind, dartboards, everything around here that you want to see. You got foosball. You got the tables. You got 20 TVs going on right here. We'll get all the TVs. You got all the pregame shows here. You got all the pregame shows. Who's your favorite team, miss?
Oh, 49ers.
There you go. 49ers. We got 49ers here. In terms of, there you are. There you are. What's your name? Hi, Julie. Okay, 49ers fans, we got people here already. As we walk over here to the rest of the Britannia Arms, we'll show it all off to everybody. We got Buffalo Bills fans here already coming in. So 20 TVs here for this podcast. Once again, join us live if you want online, or come on down to the Britannia Arms for NFL Sunday Ticket Fun Day, Sunday Fun Day on the Make the Money and Run podcast. We appreciate everybody supporting us and getting to us as we go back to our table here where we're set up. Make the Money and Run podcast. We're here 3 times a week, Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays. No more baseball show, but it's all NFL football as we get going here. So let's get to it. Let's get to it as we get to it. Let's preview the games here a little bit as we get going. As we get going here for the games here, we'll have a preview of all the games here. Charlie O has his picks in. We'll have our picks in as well, too. Don't forget, we're on 3 times a week, and also we do our social media every day. We're going to have another social media post at 3:30 Eastern before the afternoon games. You can check out the Britannia Arms of Cupertino. They are here at BritanniaArmsDeanza.com. They are the best Silicon Valley's British pub and restaurant, 408-252-7262, BritanniaArmsDeanza.com. Don't forget to send us comments, send us posts as well, too. Hopefully you guys want to get on here. Feel free to do so. We'd love to have you on. Just get on the Facebook page, click on there, or copy and paste the link right here where we have the link right here. You can just go to StreamYard.com, and you can go to StreamYard.com and look us up, or you can just find us on this link. Just copy and paste the link that you see on Facebook as well, too. All right, 13 minutes till kickoff. Let's go through the games here as we get going here. I want to just make sure I get all the games in before we go. Vasi Vadaparty, Charlie O off camera right now. He did send his picks in, so we will get to that in a second. But let's preview the NFL game, Sunday Fun Day, as we said, the Britannia Arms in Cupertino. The place to be on Sundays, 20 TVs, NFL Sunday Ticket, best British pub and drink that you'll find in Silicon Valley right now. You got the dartboard behind me. You got the dartboard behind me. You got the Screwball Peanut Butter Whiskey. You got all sorts of things here. We get Kevin Harlan on TV right here, if I can get the right way. I think it's that way. Backwards here. There you go, Kevin Harlan. Sharks jerseys. You can come in and watch. All the games here, NHL, NBA games as well too. So we appreciate everybody coming on. Let's see who's on with us right now. We got one viewer on Facebook already. Feel free to jump in, click on that link, and jump on in. Let's hit the NBA games real quick. Actually, you know what? Let's take 30 seconds. Let's hit the NFL games in 30 seconds, especially the early ones. Want to make sure we get in. We got some fantasy news for you as well, too. So in 30 seconds, we'll come back with a full preview of the NFL games. Don't forget to check in on us on StreamYard.com. Just click on the link that's available out there. All right, back in 30 seconds. I'm Vasi Vadaparty, the Make the Money and Run podcast for Sunday Fun Day, NFL Sunday Ticket at the Britannia Arms in Cupertino, BritanniaArmsDeanza.com, 408-252-7262. Welcome back to the Make the Money Run podcast, live from the Britannia Arms in Cupertino on Vasivada Party. Usually see us in the studio 3 times a week, Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Don't forget our selections, everyday selections and latest news, 6 o'clock Eastern, every day, Monday through Friday, and on the weekends, 3 times on Saturday for college football, and twice on Sundays, starting at noon. Except for today, we're live, so we'll give you our picks live 10 minutes to go before kickoff. So let's preview some of the NFL games that we have going on. Miami is hosting Houston. They're a 4-point favorite. Jacoby Brissett is starting for Tua Tagovailoa. Both teams just awful right now. We'll get the standings up in a second, but Miami only has 1 win. Houston only has 1 win, so this is a battle for draft picks, it looks like tonight. A 4-point favorite, 45. Those of you, a lot of Dolphin fans out there as well, too. Hey, we got somebody visiting with us already, so let's get into them. How you doing? Tell us your name, where you're from. How you doing, Renee?
How's it going, buddy?
Hey, good. You're on the air. You're on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube Live. So tell us where you're from, and who's your favorite team, and what's your question or comment you got for us?
Nah, man, I just basically thought I'd say hi to you. Hope you're doing well. And let's hope San Francisco 49ers do well today.
Yeah, San Francisco 49ers. All right, we appreciate it. Thank you. We got people on here. We'll preview it all. We'll be on until 10:15. Appreciate it, Renee. We'll talk to you soon. Take care. All right, Miami and Houston, we got -445. Jacoby Brissett in for Tua Tagovailoa. The Dallas Cowboys are going to host the Denver Broncos. Cowboys lead the NFC East. The Broncos traded Von Miller to the Rams. Cooper questionable for the Cowboys. Noah Fant likely out for the Broncos as well today as the people start filling up here on the Make the Money and Run podcast. The Britannia Arms live in Cupertino, BritanniaArmsDeanza.com. Dallas 10-point favorite, 49.5. Denver versus Denver. They're in Dallas today. The Cowboys lead the division by 4 games over the Eagles. Next game we got on the board early, Baltimore Ravens coming off their bye. 7-point favorite, 50.5 the total with the Minnesota Vikings. The Ravens lead the AFC North. They got the division back after Cincinnati lost to the Jets. We'll get to them in a second. They had the bye week last week. The Vikings had the crushing defeat against the Cowboys, who didn't even have Dak Prescott. He was out last week. Cooper Rush got a game-winning touchdown with under 3 minutes to go in the game, and the Cowboys still maintain their record. They are 7-1 in the 6-1 in the NFC East. As we get to the standings here in a little bit, the Cowboys are 6-1, the Eagles 3-5, Washington 2-6, and the Giants 2-6 as well. So the Cowboys up there in the best record. They'll be up there with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who also have 6 wins. Arizona and the Rams lead the NFC with 7 wins. Green Bay also has 7 wins, and we'll get to them in a second as well. But Baltimore 7, 50.5 versus the Vikings. Ravens lead the AFC North. Had a bye week. The Vikings in their crushing defeat with the Cowboys last week. They are trying to get back onto. They're trying to get back into the swing of things as well. All right, the next one, the Buffalo Bills, who I still think are the best team in the AFC. They're 6-2. They've got the Jacksonville Jaguars, so it could be a win today. They're 14.5-point favorites. That's where it gets a little tricky. You want to decide what you want to do with 14.5 points, but 48.5 Jacksonville. Bills lead the NFL in scoring both on offense and defense. The Jags' only win came into London. Dawson Knox, the tight end, out for the Buffalo Bills today. The Cincinnati Bengals in second place in the AFC North. Vasivada Party, we're at the Britannia Arms in Cupertino. As you can see, people are starting to file in now. It looks like a Buffalo Bills bar as well, too. But file in all day for Sunday Fun Day as we sit here at the Britannia Arms in Cupertino. Check them out at BritanniaArmsDeanza.com, 408-252-7262. Tommy and Mike, the owners here, great sponsors of ours, great friends of mine, and it's a good place to come watch games. They've got 20 TVs here as well. All right, back to the games. Cincinnati, 2-47.5 over the Cleveland Browns tonight. We all know the Odell Beckham Jr. story. He got released. Bengals coming off a debilitating loss for the Jets, because 2 weeks ago, they went into Baltimore and crushed Baltimore. How do you crush Baltimore and then lose to the Jets the next week? And both of those games were on the road. They're a half game back behind the Ravens. They have 3 losses in the division. They're 5-3. The Ravens 5-2. They'll have Cleveland 4-4, and Pittsburgh 4-3. Pittsburgh will play Monday night. We'll have a full preview of that Monday at 3 Eastern on the Make the Money and Run podcast as well. Daniel Lust will be our guest, our sports attorney. All right. in New York, in New Jersey, actually, the Las Vegas Raiders. What a 3 weeks they've had. The 3-point favorite, 46.5 at the New York Giants. The Giants nearly pulled off the upset at Kansas City Monday night. They played well. They're not going to have Saquon Barkley. Don't know the status of Kenny Golladay. Check the injury reports for your fantasy football. Raiders coming off the bye week. They lead the AFC West. They're 5-2. One game above the Chargers at 4-3. Kansas City after the win Monday night, they're 4-4, and Denver 4-4. Denver at Dallas. It doesn't look good for them right now the way the Cowboys are playing defensively. This is the best Cowboys team they played that's been there defensively probably in the last decade. So the Raiders, unfortunately, we're not going to get into Henry Ruggs' deal. He was released from the Raiders. John Gruden out as coach 3 weeks ago for all the emails. All the off-field stuff has not affected Derek Carr and this Raiders offense. Can the defense stop the New York Giants in that running game? Kansas City has had a tough time last week, but Kansas City may not be as good as we thought either. All right, the last game in the afternoon is the New Orleans Saints at 7-43. Trevor Siemian in at quarterback for the New Orleans Saints. Jameis Winston out for the year after that injury in the second quarter versus the Buccaneers last year. Taysom Hill off the injured reserve, can see some snaps. He was on IR earlier this year. The Saints tied with Tampa in the South. They're actually 5-2 in the South. Tampa Bay 6-2. Tampa Bay has not had their bye week. They're not going to have their bye week until week 14. So the Saints will always be either a half game up or a half game behind, depending on the number of games that are played. But Tampa Bay will not have their bye week until week 14. The standings in the AFC: Buffalo, New England, New York, and Miami. In the East, Baltimore, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, and Cleveland. In the North, Tennessee, Indianapolis, Jacksonville, and Houston. In the AFC South. In the AFC West, Las Vegas, the Chargers, the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Denver Broncos tied for last. Dallas, Philadelphia, Washington, and the Giants in the East. Green Bay, Minnesota, Chicago, Detroit in the North. Green Bay 4 games up on Minnesota, or 4 games up on Chicago, 3 on Minnesota. And, of course, the Lions are 0-8. Tampa Bay, same number of losses as New Orleans, 2 each. 6 wins for Tampa, 5 for New Orleans. Carolina 4-4. They're going to get Sam Darnold back. Actually, we have that game. That's the last game. Let me get to that game as well, because that game came up late on the book. The Patriots are 3-point favorites, 41.5. The status on McCaffrey and his possible activity. He's not listed as playing right now. He could be, but Sam Darnold is active, and he's going to play P.J. Walker in the background. Panthers are 4-5 after a 3-0 start. The Pats coming off a road win versus the Chargers in L.A., still in the wild card hunt. The Patriots 3-41.5. They're going to get going here in about 10 minutes as well, too. So, like I said, the Chargers 4-3 in the AFC West. The NFC West, the NFC South, Tampa Bay, New Orleans, Carolina, and Atlanta. And the NFC West, Arizona, the Rams, San Francisco, and Seattle. So those are your morning games. Let me give you the picks that Charlie had for today. I have a couple that I'm going to go with. Charlie has the Denver Broncos plus 10 today, and then the Carolina Panthers plus 3. He thinks McCaffrey's going to be back. He thinks Sam Darnold's going to play well against the Patriots. So the Patriots just had their game set up last week at L.A., where they went into L.A. and did that. Kickoffs are already starting for some of the games as we get going here, Cleveland, Cincinnati. So we'll take 30 seconds to get going here. We'll give you the afternoon games when we come back on the Make the Money and Run podcast. Live from the Britannia Arms in Cupertino. Check us out. Come by. Sunday Fun Day. NFL Sunday Ticket. Cleveland, Cincinnati, Minnesota, Baltimore, Dallas, Denver, and the Giants and Raiders all up on the screens right now. There's 20 screens here. You can see all the games here at the Britannia Arms, Ncaa.com, as well as 408-252-7262, or join us online. We'll be on for about another 12 minutes until about 1:15 Eastern, 10:15 in the Pacific. Back in 30 seconds with the afternoon games. I'm Vasi Vadaparty, live from the Britannia Arms in Cupertino. Welcome back to the Make the Money and Run podcast. Vasi Vadaparty here, live from the Britannia Arms in Cupertino. Check them out at BritanniaArmsDeanza.com. 408-252-7262. Tommy and Mike, the owners here, great sponsors, great friends of mine. Been supporting the Make the Money and Run podcast for the entire football season. But don't forget, we also have NBA, NHL during the week as well. We'll have our selections every day by 6 Eastern. and all the latest news every day, so you get the latest news. But we're on live 3 times a week on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter live. So if you miss any of that, you can download, subscribe anywhere you get the podcast. All right, we went through the afternoon games. No score in any of the games, as all the games have just started. 7 games going. A few teams on bye this week as well. I don't have that list in front of me, but the afternoon games. Let's hit the afternoon games in the NFL. The Chargers, the Vegas Raiders are at the New York Giants right now. The Chargers are a 1-point favorite. They're 49.5 in Philadelphia. Chargers home loss to the Patriots last week. 1 game behind the Raiders in the West, who are starting. They are no score 2 minutes in the Meadowlands with the Giants right now. Giants coming off that near upset at Kansas City last week. The Eagles looking to stay in the wild card race. They are 4 games back of the Cowboys in the NFC West. The big game of the day, the Kansas City Chiefs and the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay 7-1, the best record in the NFL by virtue of their win over Arizona 2 Thursdays ago. They got that last-second defensive stand against the Cardinals. We'll get to the Cardinals and 49ers in a second. We have a line in that game. Surprisingly, the 49ers are favored, but no Aaron Rodgers due to COVID protocols. He'll be out, but they've got a 7-1 record. They run the ball well. Kansas City may not be as good as we thought they were, so you got to imagine that they're going to have a tough time with the Green Bay running game with Aaron Jones and the kid from Boston College that's been running the ball well for them. A.J. Dillon is their running back from Boston College. That's been picking up the slack for Aaron Jones. But Jordan Love makes his first NFL start today for the Packers. They're 7-point underdog in 48. What do you think out there? Join us online or send us some comments of what you think. You still think Kansas City giving 7 is too much for that offense? They kind of played around a little bit with the Giants, able to get the win 4-4 last week. But this is a different team. Even though they're at home, the Green Bay Packers still tough, even though Aaron Rodgers not going to be in the lineup today for the Packers. He's out due to COVID protocols. But here's your future, Green Bay. Jordan Love makes his first NFL start for the Packers, and he's in there. The later game in the afternoon, the 49ers and the Arizona Cardinals, they have 90 minutes before game time to come out with the injury report. So we got about an hour and a half until the official injury list comes out. Kyler Murray still questionable for the Arizona Cardinals. The line is the 49ers. It's gone from +2.5 all the way to -4. So that's a 6.5-point swing in favor of the Niners, 45 the total. Elijah Mitchell, Deebo Samuel questionable, but they did activate their kicker, Robbie Gould, and did take Joey Sly off the roster after he missed a couple extra points and kicks. 49ers 3-5, near must win if they want to keep up in the NFC West, but definitely in the wild card standings. They're definitely going to have to keep up. Arizona tied with the Rams, have the tiebreaker lead in the NFC West with the Green Bay loss. They lost to Tampa Bay. They lose the tiebreaker, not TB's tiebreaker, not Tampa Bay. So the Rams are still in second place. They have Tennessee tonight. They're a 7.5-point favorite, 52.5 the total. We know Derrick Henry's out for the season. The Rams are in second place behind the Cardinals because the Arizona beat them early in the year in Los Angeles. Matthew Stafford playing like an MVP. Football, Von Miller not expected to play. The Titans passing game needs a boost as they're going to have to use A.J. Brown and Julio Jones, tight end. Ferkshire, really good tight end in the mix right now for Tennessee. Don't sleep on Tennessee. They're 6-2, leading the AFC South by 3 games over the Indianapolis Colts. They've got a shot at taking this AFC South division with or without Derrick Henry. They've got a chance to do some damage here. The Giants have a touchdown. The Bengals and Browns, an interesting matchup in the AFC North. They're no score, first and goal for Cincinnati. First and goal for Cincinnati in Cleveland territory. Vikings and Ravens, no score. Cleveland, Cincinnati, no score. Buffalo and Jacksonville, no score. And then get some Buffalo Bills fans here. A lot of Buffalo Bills fans here. I didn't realize we had a lot of Buffalo Bills fans here. But the Giants are on the board. They're the first team on the board with a touchdown. They lead the Raiders right now as we go to break. So the Titans and Rams, the last game tonight on the board for the NFL on Sunday. All right, don't forget, we're at the Britannia Arms here in Cupertino. We'll be on air for another 15 minutes. If you want to join us online here, we'll be on for another 5 minutes, I should say. But come down if you live in the area, Britannia Arms, Ncaa.com, 408-252-7262. Come join the Sunday Fun Day Fun, NFL Sunday Ticket. 20 teams here, 20 TVs in the mixer. You can watch all your favorite teams, whether it's fantasy football, whether it's wagering action, whether you're just a fan of a team. You just come down and watch all the games. The best British pub and restaurant in Silicon Valley, right on the border of San Jose and Cupertino. You can check them out, like I said, at Britannia Arms, Ncaa.com, 408-252-7262. All right, when we come back in 30 seconds, we'll give you a little NBA, a little NHL before we wrap up. But it's Football Sunday here at the Britannia Arms in Cupertino. Britannia Arms of Cupertino, right here on the border of San Jose and Cupertino. Come check us out. We'll be online for another 5 minutes. So if you want to come online, ask us any questions, send us any comments, come on and join us right here at the Britannia Arms in Cupertino, either online or live in person. Back in 30 seconds with a quick NBA look and an NHL look. Vasi Vada Party here, live from the Britannia Arms in Cupertino. All right, final segment here of the Make the Money and podcast from live from the Britannia Arms in Cupertino. Kickoffs have just started for a few games, and we run down the scores. The only touchdown right now, 7-0 Giants as they host the Raiders. Daniel Jones to Evan Ingram for 30 yards. Gano with the extra point, so it's 7-0 Giants. Everybody else, no score. Browns, Bengals, Broncos, Cowboys, Texans, Dolphins, Falcons, Saints, Patriots, Panthers, Bills, Jaguars, and Vikings, Ravens. Later, the Chargers, Eagles, Packers, Chiefs, 49ers, and Cardinals. 3 games in the afternoon. The Titans and Rams go tonight. We'll be on for 5 more minutes here online. If you see the link down there, you want to join us real quick for a quick comment or a question, feel free to do so. Otherwise, come down to the Britannia Arms in Cupertino. Check them out at BritanniaArmsDeanza.com, 408-252-7262. Sunday Fun Day. 20 TVs in the bar and restaurant. Best British food and drink that you'll find in Silicon Valley. Great sponsors of ours, great friends of ours at the Make the Money and Run podcast. All right. We said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games going in the early morning here on the West Coast at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on the East Coast. Now 1:20, 1:12. Chargers, Packers, 49ers, Cardinals, Packers, Chiefs, Cardinals, Eagles, or Chargers, Eagles go in the afternoon. Chargers, Eagles, the early start at 4:05. Packers, Chiefs, Cardinals, 49ers go at 4:25, 1:25 on the West Coast. And then 8:20 tonight, the Tampa Bay, the Tennessee Titans and the Los Angeles Rams from SoFi Stadium, 5:20 on the West Coast is your Sunday night game. So lots of football today, some bye weeks, as we said, in the NFL, but we'll figure you get to that. And then Monday night, the Bears and Steelers will go. We'll be back at 3 Eastern tomorrow for the Bears-Steelers preview, as well as all the NBA. All right, let's get to a little NCAA football. The BCS top 10, the new rankings will come out on Tuesday, and there'll be a big change in the top 5 as Michigan State loses to Purdue. Georgia rolled over Missouri. Alabama barely squeaked by LSU. Does that hurt them? Oregon beat up on Washington a little bit. Ohio State barely got by Nebraska. Cincinnati wasn't impressive over Tulsa. Michigan covered their point spread against Indiana, and Wake, what a game with North Carolina yesterday, blows an 18-point lead, does Wake Forest. They're now 8-1. Where does that put them? They were 9 coming into the week. And then the Notre Dame Irish roll over Navy. They were there. They barely covered that game. They were up 21-7 late, and they ended up winning that game. So they were at 10 coming into the weekend. So Tuesday night, we'll have all the new BCS rankings. But as far as college football, the only upset of the day was Michigan State losing to Purdue in the top 5. Michigan State will probably come out of the top 5. They may even come out of the top 10 after their win over Michigan. And how does that fare for Michigan? Should Michigan State still be ahead of Michigan, or should Michigan move up in the rankings ahead of Michigan State, as Michigan State did beat them 2 Saturdays ago? So very interesting how college football goes. Of course, we got NFL Sunday here at the Britannia Arms, live at the Britannia Arms. We're here. Feel free to check us out online or come down. If you live in the Bay Area, come down to Cupertino and check out the 20 TVs in the Britannia Arms of Cupertino on Deanza Boulevard here on the border of San Jose and Cupertino. All right, let's hit the NBA here. We got a minute to go. NBA, Brooklyn, Toronto, the game of the night. Brooklyn road favorite, Sacramento against Indianapolis. The Knicks and Cleveland Cavaliers. Cleveland came off a win at Toronto Friday night. Utah at Orlando after losing to Miami last night. Milwaukee at Washington. San Antonio at Oklahoma City. Warriors, best record in the NBA. They're hosting the Houston Rockets tonight in Oracle. I'm sorry, not in Oracle, at the Chase Center in San Francisco. And then the Clippers will host Charlotte tonight. Hockey, a couple of games in hockey tonight. The best game on the board right now looks like the Minnesota and Islanders game. Pick them at 110, 5.5 against the Islanders, and then Dallas and Vancouver. The Grand Salami, 28.5. The away goals, minus 135. Let's give you the NFL scores here before we go. The Browns have a 7-0 lead over the Bengals. The Broncos and Cowboys, Dolphins and Texans, no score. Falcons, Saints. The Giants have a 7-0 lead. Patriots, Panthers, no score. Jaguars have a field goal. They're up 3-0 on Buffalo, and the Ravens have a 3-0 lead on the Vikings. Chargers, Eagles, Packers, Chiefs, Cardinals, 49ers all come up in the afternoon or late afternoon. Then the Titans and the Rams at tonight. Titans at 6-2, the Rams at 7-1. Rams second in the NFC West behind Arizona, and the Titans lead the AFC South at 6-2. So a lot of college football, a lot of NFL. Don't forget, we'll be back at 3 Eastern tomorrow. Daniel Lust, our sports attorney, will be with us. And don't forget, online at 3:30 Eastern, we'll have our Selection Sunday picks for part 2 of the Make the Money and Run podcast. We'll have our afternoon picks and also NBA and NHL to go. Well, thanks to everybody for joining us online. Thanks to everybody for watching us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter live. Don't forget, you can download, subscribe anywhere you get your podcasts. And don't forget, I want to thank the Britannia Arms of Cupertino, the longest-running British pub and restaurant in Silicon Valley, serving the best British food and drink at Britannia Arms, Ncaa, 408-252-7262. All right, kickoffs are underway for the 1 o'clock games. Got some action going, about 5 minutes into each game. We'll get you back to your games. We'll set you up for football Sunday. If you're in the area, come on down to the Britannia Arms in Cupertino, right on the border of Cupertino and San Jose. For Sunday Fun Day, 20 TVs, NFL Sunday ticket. Next week, I'll be in Capitola to do the preview, NFL kickoff preview for the Britannia Arms of Capitola on the shores of the Pacific Ocean. I want to thank Andy Hewitt and Sydney Nguyen for allowing us to be there next Sunday, 12:45 Eastern, 9:45 Pacific. Thanks to everybody for joining us. That's the Make the Money and Run podcast for Sunday afternoon at the Britannia Arms in Cupertino. I'm Vasi Vadaparty. Have a great Sunday afternoon. We will see you tomorrow at 3 o'clock for the regular podcast with Daniel Lust, our sports attorney, and then live at Capitola next week at the Britannia Arms of Capitola on the shores of the Pacific Ocean in Capitola, California. Take care, everybody. Have a great afternoon.